Hey guys, it's Josh from Cardfight Empire here today, bringing you guys an ARG first place champion states report on our New Jersey champion for the United States. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Rico, and actually, I'm a two-time New Jersey ARG state champ. I won last year with Brawlers, and this year I won with Great Natures.
Oh, that's impressive. So, how did you feel going to the event? Did you feel pretty confident, and you feel like you need to watch out for a couple things, or?
uh, I felt not that confident. The reason why is because as I walked in, I saw a bunch of gear players and a bunch of Aquaverse players. Gear players, I mean, as soon as you see a Mellum or a TikTok worker, you're just like, okay, their engine's better than, well, the engine is faster than mine, so I gotta keep up with them. I gotta draw more cards than them. And then Aquaforce, their grade 2 game is better than mine. They have titles, so can't stop it. And now that everyone has access to get a Lambros, because before Lambros was impossible to get, so now
Right.
everyone, yeah, so now everyone's playing Aquaforce now, and mainly Babas, not Blue Waves.
Okay. So like, do you remember your round matchups, like round to round?
Yeah. First round I played against Aquaforce Davis. I 2-0'd him. First game, I rushed him on grade 2 with Banagas Tigers, Cooling Duck Bill, Assistant Cat, and a Chameleon. So I stacked both effects on Chameleon. He took all 3 hits, so that already put him to 3 damage. He healed once, which was unfortunate. But after that, he rolled his grade 3. Then I rolled my grade 3. I strode into Chatnor. I had a Cran Tiger, and that was at 4 damage, and I had 3 face up. So I was just like, let me just go in and see if I can get it or not. So I drove check 2 crits, and as soon as I could drove check 2 crits, he couldn't take it. So he lost that game.
Okay.
And then game 2, he tried to play the grade 2 game with me.
Mm,
He was beating me because he had 2 title salts in the regards. I couldn't do anything, but I was just like, all right, so I also breeze. I breezed. I was at 5 damage. I had the Grand Tiger. I had a booster. He let my breeze hit, which triggered off my koala, the pencil koala, which is the
right.
+1. Which is the +1. I got a crit. Put up the power at rear guard. Rear guard was, I believe, 28. He had to take it because his whole hand was gone. He only had a grade 3 in his hand. So he was at 5 damage. Next turn he strode. I guarded everything. Then, when I guarded with G guards. Because next turn I knew I was going to finish regardless, so I wanted to make sure. So I used my G guards to as much as possible for my next turn so I could play Big Belly, Saint Professor Big Belly. Because his effect, it's more bigger when you have more face of G units. And that's how I beat him. That's how I 2 him.
Okay.
Next round I played against, it was Revengers, Raging Form.
Mm,
They got more support. He did pretty good, but he was mainly focusing on striding into the new Raging Form because he assumed it was better, but I actually don't think it's not that great at all. I think you
yeah, I don't think that
Raging
stride's
Form,
that great.
yeah, that's strides nothing compared to regular Raging Form. So I won that game at 2-0 him also. Next one was uh, next one was Messiahs.
Mm,
I knew him. He goes to my local. He was pretty cocky too. He was saying, "Oh, I'm an easy matchup." I was like, "Sure, I'm an easy matchup." Um, I just made sure basically that my front row columns they're always empty. I always made sure that I and I always saved my Cran Tiger for last, and I 2-0'd him. And then the fourth one I had to play against. I believe it was. Oh, it was Gear Chronicle. I'm sorry.
okay.
It, it was Zodiac's Gears. So
Oh, let's see.
yeah. So he made the columns, but unfortunately he didn't play Mellum. So I was just relieved of that. He didn't play Mellum. He didn't even play TikTok. I was like, okay, so I just gotta make sure I have enough cards in hand to guard against his big columns.
And he
So
was using
that,
like split Pegasus and stuff like that.
yeah, Split Pegasus. In all honesty, I didn't even read his effect. I didn't even know what I didn't know what he did until my opponent explained everything to me. Cause I was like, oh, so that's why all your units get those powers. I'm like, all right, now I understand.
I think it's pretty good, but only for like the we need Altered Dragon, that promo or that stride that they have in Japan. Basically, when you can Alter Dragon, you can like stride using anything in your hand, just bind it, and then
Yeah.
you literally just flip Split Pegasus every time you use its ability, and you run 4 Alter Dragon, 4 Split Pegasus, and that way you're just constantly adding power to your front row without actually having to go into Split Pegasus. Even though I believe that Split Pegasus itself is like a good card, it's just like kind of it interacts weird with Time Leap. Like you lose cards forever. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean, don't get me wrong, Zodiac is a good build. I definitely think the game better and better. But yeah, that matchup I won that 2-0. My last one I lost. It was another Aquaverse player. He was also playing Thomas. He told me actually. I was pretty mad about that. But his tech was actually what killed me. He played the grade 1 Taves. When it boosts, if it's the 4th attack, you Soul Blast 1, you put the top card in the bind zone, and then whenever your Vanguard is attacked, you can call from the bind zone and it gets +5 shield.
what?
But you have to have.
I've never heard of
That's
that
what
before. I'll have to look it up. Here, let's see if we can pull it up right now.
I think it's from the new set. I think, but yeah, it's a way for if you have a Thanatos Vanguard after you boost Soul Blast 1, then top card goes to bind zone. Then when you're being attacked, you could call those units, call any units from the bind zone and gets +5 shield. So with that, I was just
That
like, I
sounds
can't.
super interesting.
Nope, that's what I said. It's a 6K, so it's pretty. I mean, it's not 7K, so it's pretty weak. But
You said you have to have a Thavis Vanguard, right?
Yep.
I'm searching like through all the Aquaforce units. Remember what it looked like?
There's a female. She looked like her arms were like in the air like this, setting up.
Female,
It's
their arms
it,
in the
it,
air.
it's a rare. I don't know what else.
I know they have like Assassinate Sailor, but that's not the card that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thavis grade 1. Shallow Sweeper, you said it's a 6K, so instantly I should just pass all the 7Ks. Yeah, that's actually like a really interesting tech. Like, it actually sounds quite amazing to like give them a little bit of like defense for their rush.
That's what I said. I was just like, I couldn't do anything. He kept calling cards to guard with. And I was just like,
So you said he just takes the top card of his deck and binds it?
Yep, he binds it.
Okay, so I guess like if you hit a okay, so it's Battle Siren Chloris. Okay, so you don't have to have a Thavis Vanguard, but it's basically just like 4th wave or more Soul Blast 1 when this unit boosts. You can bind the top card of the deck, and then at the beginning of the guard step, choose any number of cards from your bind zone and call them to rest. So even if it's a grade 3, it's a 5K shield. Wow,
basically.
That's really good.
So what kept killing me was every turn he kept doing it, and whenever he didn't have the soul, he would put the Battle Siren draw trigger. He'll put that in the soul or the crit trigger in the soul to get more soul. So he kept doing it every turn. I was like, all right. So I'm never gonna outplay him because his hand was always consistent. He always had a big hand. At one point, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna try and deck him out, but that didn't work out. But he swiftly told me there, unfortunately. But after that, I topped 8. In top 8, I had to face against the first Aquaforce player I played against, so the rematch.
Okay.
He beat me game 1. Couldn't do anything. He land roasted me. Game 2, he was actually grade locked, which I feel bad about. And then game 3 was a regular game. We played it fairly, but I came out at the end of it.
Okay.
Top 4, I played against a sure new player. Him, I was really worried about actually too, because I actually played against him before in the locals with the same deck, the sure new deck. I didn't know how to play against it before, so at that time I was like, let me just rush him. Let me just get rid of my hand, just
So you
rush
won't
him
have
as
any
much as
cards to
possible.
discard. Okay.
Yeah. Game one, he actually didn't ride Shiranui, which was a plus. He had to ride the rare grade 3 that Numatomas had. And
Yeah, the backup card for their term. I actually, in my ARG championship, or in my ARG states where I won, the final match that I played was against a Shiranui player, and he also had to ride the grade 3 rare, so one of the
yeah,
matches. So
he definitely needed the Shiranui to win that one, but I outplayed him that one. And the last one, I rushed him. I got um, I'm sorry. He rode first, so my grid one, I attacked. I got a crit. Next turn, I also got another crit, so he was already at 4 damage. So by the time when he rolled his grade 3, it was my turn. I strode into Chat Nor. I took all his attacks. I had a Cran Tiger, so I kept using Cran Tiger. Chat Nor skill kind of blast +4/+4, and he couldn't guard everything.
okay.
And then the finals, I actually played against the Aquaforce player that I lost to in round 5.
Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. I was like, man, did he get that rematch?
Yeah, I did. The first game, he destroyed me. I was just like, all right, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose it. He's going to 2 me again.
Mm.
Second game, I was actually grade locked. Thankfully, I came back. I got 2 heal triggers off that game, so that helped me out a lot. I came back, and then the last game I actually got in clutch because I had to ride my grade 3 first because I was like, no, let me just go for it. I can't play the chicken game with title assault. And so when it was his turn, he strode. But I had a bunch of heal triggers. I had 3 heal triggers in my hand. So I kept G guarding. I discarded all of them. And I was just like, you know what? For my first turn stride, let me go into Big Belly. Because I knew I knew 4 cards out of his
Oh,
7
that's
card
really
hand.
smart. Okay.
Yeah, so I knew 4 cards. The other 3 cards, I was just hoping if he had 1 PG, that's fine. But if he had 2 PGs, I'm screwed no matter what.
Mm.
So I strode into Big Belly, and again I had the Cran Tiger. Cran Tiger does everything. I had a red guard. It was 8, 16, 20. It was 29 by itself, and then it was 29 by itself. So he contemplated, took like 5 minutes, and he took my Vanguard hit. He was at 4 damage. As soon as he told me that, I was just like, "You're messing with me." He was like, "No, I'm not playing with you." I'm like, "No, you have 7." He had 7 cards in hand. I assumed he, trying to protect everything and
Right.
maybe take the last attack, but he wanted to risk taking my Vanguard attack. And I told him, I was like, I played 12 crits. He was just like, and he wanted to take the risk, and he did. And I got a crit and a heal. And he didn't heal. But after that, he showed me his hand. He only had 1 PG, 2 crits, and the rest were grade 1s and grade 2s. And I was like, all right, so I was right.
So it's like a fake hand, basically.
Yeah.
Classic Vanguard looks like he has a huge hand, and it's just like the Great Nature dude. I don't know if you've seen the episode where Christopher Lowe played, and everyone like raged that week because they were like, "Oh, he has like 11 cards in his hand. Why didn't he guard?" And it's like literally just like he has like all like grade 3s and like grade 2s and grade 1s. That happens to me like so much, but
That happens to me too at times.
so
But yeah, I wasn't expecting to win it. When I won at the end, I still couldn't believe it. I was just like, we can't really win with Great Natures.
mm,
But no, I was pretty happy. Pretty happy and pretty sad at the same time because at the first ARG, I went there with all my friends, and then this one, I went with all my friends, but unfortunately, one of my friends passed away last year. So
oh
yeah,
wow,
so it didn't really feel the same. But everyone cheered me up. I was pretty happy. So that's why I dedicated that win to my friend, my brother, Jason Jenkins.
oh, sorry to hear that, man.
That's cool.
But yeah, you definitely got the win. Um, definitely sounds like a climb to the top rather than just like a breeze easy, which it's always nice to hear the story of an underdog, rather than like the story of like a pre-existing champion. Um, but definitely like just keep doing your thing. It's Great Nature. There's a lot of people actually in Georgia that play Great Nature, so I fight that quite a bit. And I think that they're probably coming into this next format going to be one of the top decks with like the new honorary professor stuff, the new big belly stuff. Like it's all really really strong. And then with us getting the ban list that hit gears, knocks them down a peg or two. Kagro got Conroe back, so that's like oh my gosh because Kagro is going to be coming back, which is not really good for Great Nature. But I think you guys have like a lot of resist units that can just
Yeah,
like, fight them, right?
yeah, we do. But I mean, it's perfectly fine. Like every time I board, I can just get it back easily. Problem is, if they, if they were either way, if they retire my units, I still get the draw power because, as for instance, a Cran Tiger's effect, end phase, draw, then dies. I still get the draw power even if they retire that unit, no matter what. A lot of people, they question me on that. It was like, just read the comprehension rules. It's not a Vanguard effect. I mean, the Vanguard doesn't get that effect. It's the Vanguard effect.
Right. That
So
happened
against
to me with
Kagro,
the Chat Noir ruling.
yeah. I mean, like I think the biggest problem for me would be Chaos Breaker, because
Okay.
of that I can't do the Grand Tiger play. I can't make big columns. I have to rely on the Omnis Dragon Himitarus.
Okay.
So I have to rely on that. But now that we're gonna get the next set Trinity Dragons, the Owl actually. I explained this a lot. All right, so the Owl basically what it does is it gets +4 for each regard, and then end phase, you choose what happens first. So say I have the Owl, and I have the Owl, and my opponent has the Chaos Breaker. I'm turn player, so I have priority before anything. So I unlock first. I choose what triggers first instead of the Chaos Breaker choosing first, because Chaos Breaker doesn't activate immediately.
Mm,
So so I unlock first, and then the Owl kicks in. I can retire them, then draw, and then soul charge before Chaos Breaker effect goes off.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's my one way avoiding Chaos Breaker for them getting draw power. But yeah, that's the card I'm definitely looking forward to. I can unflip my damage. I'll definitely play a better PG, because right now I'm playing the PG that unflips damage.
Right.
But
Shellmaster.
but when I get the Owl, there's no point in me worrying about damage at all.
Okay.
And also, another stride. It's not that great, but it sends back any 4 units back to my deck, and then give +4 to unit, then draw, then dies. So I'll probably take out my Legion engine and just start playing pure strides. Probably play the grade 3 Elephant, because right now my grade 3s are 3 Chat Noras and then 3 Testafox.
Okay.
So, yeah. So possibly, like, when that set comes out, I'll be playing the chat, just pure chat Nora grade 3s, and see how that works. If not, maybe Big Belly. But regardless, I think chat Nora is always going to be faster than Big Belly. Because even though the new Big Belly is better than the old one, the chat Nora Break Ride, it's ridiculous. It
Right.
actually, a lot of people are finding out is that the chat Nora Break Ride Stride actually works against 7C's Grade 1 Rush if people still decide to play it.
Mm.
It works on them. It works basically on any deck, and it gets me a hand by turn 3. It should get me at least 9 to 10 cards in my hand by turn 3.
Yeah, what I was thinking when I read all of that honorary professor support, like all the units that can attack from the background, I'm like, oh my god, like Chat Noir's gonna be triggering so many times. But like in my mind, I'm like, will they deck out? That was my main thing, because I haven't like tested that deck, of course. But it's just like my main thing is I was like, will they deck out? Because they're drawing like 6, 7 more cards a turn. So
No, of course, decking out is always a big thing for Great Natures. That's the main reason why I played the Legion Testafox. The Legion Testafox, it's a loop. I send back 4 cards, and then every turn I usually send back 2 cards if I get the loop correctly right. But also, a lot of people argue against me against the Legion mate. Its effect is when it's retired, even when it's retired when I'm in Legion. I believe its name is Illusionist Scientist Research Flux.
right.
So its effect is once it's retired, count +1, search out a copy of itself or the mate from the deck and add it to your hand. So usually what I would do is When it dies, activate my Legion grade 3's effect first. Unflip, send back 2 cards, then draw. The 2 cards that I would always send back is usually the copy of the grade 2 and maybe a crit or a perfect card. And then I draw. Then I counterblast, search for the grade 2 and add it to the hand. So I can do it next turn.
Right.
A lot of people argued against me on it because at times I wouldn't have a second copy of it in the grave, but I kept telling them that it's not a graveyard effect. It's an auto ability that activates as soon as it hits the drop zone.
Right.
And then with that, when they asked me, I whipped out my phone. I showed them the comprehension rules. I broke it
Great
down.
Nature is like one of those clans where you really have to like know your rulings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of rulings that go along with them, so it's really helpful for you to know the rulings to like beat up your opponent or whatever.
No, I mean it happens to me too. Because like I told you before, I recently found out the ruling on the Omnis Dragon Himataurus, Soul Blast plus 8 to Vanguard. You have to draw at that time, not at the end phase. I was also wrong. I was wrong on that myself. So, okay. I mean, yeah, it happens to anybody, but especially because their wording on the cards is just terrible.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of people argued against it. They're using examples as what head judges ruled it in Atlanta last year.
Oh
and
my God. I was there. Yeah, it was terrible. Like
I was actually there with my team also. I was there with 2 other players. It was god awful. It was just
my God. Yeah, it was terrible. I'm pretty sure that's like the same regionals where like top 8. One of my friends the team regionals. One of my 3 of my friends made top 8 in their team. And they were about to tell them that they were DQ'd because the judges lost one of their deck sheets. So it's like literally, it's like, how are we DQ'd because you lost our deck sheet? And then they took like an hour searching for it, and then they finally found it, and then like just nothing happened. So
it's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Bushiroad definitely has to step up to the game, but I mean, obviously they do, because I'm assuming everyone knows about the new regional the regional qualifiers, whatever. The Spring Fest, I'm sorry.
Right.
About some events don't have Cardfight Vanguard, they only have Buddy Fight, Force Wall stuff.
Yeah, it's like really weird how they number 1 split up the events, because people would go to the events for the day 1 and the day 2 if they played multiple games, and now it's like, if they have like a competition in the same place, but then it's like Cardfight is this week and then the next week is Buddy Fight. It's like you have to either stay there for a whole week or go there, leave, and then come back and then leave, and it's like inefficient in a way. I really wish that they would have just like kept the tournament structure as they did, but like improve upon the little things that like bugs everyone, like the double loss thing, or the whole the time, or like train their judges better, actually get like a judge system going where they have to take like a big test or whatever in order to judge efficiently, and then just have like competent judges. Like that's been like a big thing of the event. It's like kind of one of the reasons that I really like ARG events, because not only are they 2 out of 3, which is good, your opponent just can't like sack you and shake your hand and run off, but like but it's also just like, it just seems a lot more fair the way that they do their rules. Everything from like the time turns and all that stuff is just like, I feel really fair, and I feel like if Bushiroad like had ARG's rules, they would have like a lot better results.
No, definitely. Like I said, last year when I won ARG with Brawlers, me and a bunch of my friends, we went to the ARG championships or whatever. It was in PA. We went there. I went there with Kagura, actually, playing the new Legend, all that stuff. I didn't top 8. I went 4-3, and I just dropped because that was terrible. But I liked how they ran the tournament. But what they questioned was they wanted to do 1 game only instead of 2 out of 3. They didn't want to do 2 out of 3. But then they ruled it saying, all right, let's just do 2 out of 3. because at that time we still had Angel Feathers with the stand trigger. So
Refros, okay.
yeah, so that kept it made people shuffle their decks, draw, shuffle. So it made the game longer because that whole tournament was all Angel Feathers.
And that's why you chose to take Kagero?
Yeah.
Like, screw him over a little bit. But yeah, I remember that. It was pretty degenerate. Get out double burst, Nurse of Broken Heart, and just boom, 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 Refros forever, forever. Like, infinite loop. It's just like, literally, I remember Bushiroad had that rule where they're just like, if your opponent accepts that it's an infinite, like, you literally can just call a number, any number, and your rear guards are now that power. So it's like, literally, like, I had a infinite loop with Neo Nectar for like a while. I don't know if you knew about like the Maiden of Lost Memory loop deck. So when you had that, and then when you finally get to the turn where you main a Flower Scream, you literally just keep doing it, and your opponent's like, okay, like how many more times? Like, am I gonna have to like cut your deck or whatever? And then you're literally like, you're allowed to like accept that it's infinite, and then they're like, all right, I accept it, and then I'll just say like, okay, my rear guards are 100k, like, and then like literally I'm just like 100k. 100k, stand trigger 105, 105. So it's just like pretty ridiculous. I'm glad that they tried to take like most of the infinite loops out of the game. There's like the new ridiculousness with that new Dark Irregular deck that happened in Japan. I don't know if you've seen that.
I think I did.
Yeah.
It was the other grade 3, not Charlotte, right? It was the other grade 3 that supports Charlotte.
No. It's the Blade Wing one. So you know how the Blade Wing, when you ride it, you choose a card that's on the rear guard, and you choose cards from the deck, and you put it into Soul. So basically, how the deck works is they use Ignatic Assassin, the grade 0 that can move itself out of the Soul at the beginning of the attack step. People have used it for Guild Arise because you can move it out and still boost, since it's the beginning of the attack step. Basically, it works with, they go into Soulless Demagogue, which is like the stride that gives them plus 1,000 continuous to their front row for every card soul charge during the main phase. And basically this new like deck that someone made in Japan, like soul charges like all these darkness cards. Like soul charge, soul charge, soul charge, and it focuses on killing your opponent during first stride. So let's say that you, like a common number that I'll see them soul charge is 22 cards, right? So basically, they'll have they run 4 of that starter, the Ignatic Assassin. So basically, it's in the Soul. And let's say that, like, worst case scenario, you have 2 draw triggers, 2 4Ks, right? So your front row gets plus 22. So you're literally like 4 plus 22, 26 to Vanguard. And then, so like you're swinging 26 with a draw trigger, and then when the other draw trigger attacks, since it's the beginning of the attack step, you can activate the assassin skill from the soul and call it over the other draw trigger. It gets plus 15k because of its own skill, and then it gets plus 22 because of the continuous. So it's literally like 26, 26, 42, 42, 42, 42, and then they attack with their Vanguard, which is like 60 or 70, and then they get 2 stand triggers, and it's like 47, 47. And that's all on the first turn. It's like ridiculously degenerate. That's probably going to be like the next dead hit, in my opinion. So
possibly. I faced against one in my locals. He usually did it first turn. His gills would be like 54. The next turn, his gills would be 70. And yeah, the grade 0 when it comes out, it hit ridiculous numbers. I was like, all right. But I always made sure I had triggers in my hand. I was like, all right. Save my heal triggers, save my crits,
right?
Guard everything.
Just
but no, it's a good deck. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you can't kill them, then you're pretty much screwed.
Right. That's like the main thing. But yeah, basically it's just like, you know, as for like other ARG events, did you like have any plans for those, or did you plan on going to the Summer Invitational in Philadelphia with your invite and buy?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go to Philadelphia. Again, I'm gonna go with my boys. I'm possibly gonna go to Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna go there, have fun, play. I'm probably gonna play either Great Nature's again or possibly play VMAX, which I'm trying to fix because I think VMAX is too slow. Or maybe I'm just not used to playing a slow deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep attending more ARG events because they're definitely worth it.
Yeah.
when I won this one, I actually got a trophy. I was pretty happy about it.
Oh man, I wish
And
I got a trophy for mine. Sadness.
yeah, I was wondering. I was like, oh, so now they give out trophies instead of giving out pieces of paper saying you're a champion. I was like, all right, now I have something.
Right.
Uh, Unlike Bushiroad, they just give you a piece of paper saying you're a champion.
Right.
No.
It's like
So
show it to someone and they rip it up, and you're now not a champion anymore.
basically, but yeah, I got that. I like the new Revengers mat. It's pretty awesome. I even got a champion pin, but mainly what really made me happy was the packs. I got, I think it was 2 boxes and extra boosters. That's 75 packs, so I'm pretty happy with that. But,
How many
no.
people were in your tournament? Do you remember?
This one it was 36.
36. Okay, that's a good number. All right, all right. Well, I was so glad to have you stop by and be able to talk to me on my channel today. And did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Um, yeah. If I can, if you guys can, if you want more stuff about me, deck lists or stuff like that, you could check out Team Greylock. I'm not running it. My friend D Alphonsus, he's running it. Check out that channel if you guys want. But also, you guys will definitely see me more Bushiroad events because actually for New Jersey, North America, I vend for a company called Toys. So I'm actually behind the booth vending all the time. You guys might see me. A lot of guys see me. I enter, but not all the times. But I'm pretty sure if you guys see me, say hi to me or what's up. And
Yeah,
be more than happy.
I'll probably personally see you at events more often now that I like have interacted with you. It's like you know how like you can go to the same event as someone and like you guys just constantly pass each other all the time and like you just don't even know and then you're like, oh my god, I saw you at like the last region because like now that I'm talking to you, I'm pretty sure that I saw you at the Atlanta regionals when it was in the CNN Center. So it's just like walking around, you see all these faces, and I'm like really good with faces, so I know some people aren't. But walking around, like literally, I remember all these faces. I'm like, oh, I know him. Like, so it's just literally like it's really cool to like make connections in different states and stuff like that.
No, of course, definitely. That's one of the main reasons I love to travel. You know, meet new people, make new friends. I traveled to Texas, traveled to Atlanta, I traveled to Toronto and Ohio. Those are
Okay.
places I traveled so far.
All
But
right. All right. Well, thanks for thanks for letting us host you today, Mr. Henry Rico, and we are going to sign out.
all right,
Peace.
thank you.